We're joined now from Ferguson by Benjamin Crump, who is a lead attorney for the Brown family. Thank you, Mr. Crump, for spending a little time with us this morning.
You first need to know who Benjamin Crump is, and Benjamin Crump is a pretty renowned civil rights attorney in Florida, and he's been doing it for many years. He's been involved in a number of high-profile civil rights cases.
This is Piers Morgan Live.
George Zimmerman pursued and confronted Trayvon Martin after he profiled him and initiated an altercation. We believe Trayvon Martin went to his grave not knowing who this strange man was that was confronting him. And Trayvon Martin was fighting for his life.
What happened in your judgment? I mean, you said he was killed in cold blood. Was there an altercation? Is the officer lying when he said, you know, Mike was at the car and he tried to punch him inside? You believe that?
You just got to go look at his statements and what the detective said. It seemed like his story gets embellished every time he tells it. And they don't cross-examine him. When you look at it, he's never cross-examined.
And I'm joined here by Benjamin Crump, who's representing Michael Brown's family. It's always good to see you, although I'm sorry it's under these circumstances. Yet again, I should point out.
Joining us from Tallahassee, Florida, Benjamin Crump, a lawyer representing the family of Michael Brown. So where am I going wrong here, Counselor?
The one thing I think about when you talked about the people who were protesting in the aftermath of the decision, who were nonviolent and peaceful, well, they have every right to exercise their First Amendment rights.
What are we waiting for with regard to Tamir Rice?
Tom, it is unexplainable why it would take 6 months into an investigation that has a surveillance video that covers the entire incident, other than what many of my colleagues and friends from my community say. They are trying to sweep the death of this 12-year-old child under the rug, hoping that we forget about it.
Yeah.
We have to look at these individual shootings, and we can't have the Department of Justice sanitizing all these shootings of people of color who are unarmed.
Attorney Benjamin Crump.
Thank you, Reverend Al, and it's with a heavy heart that I'm here today with my co-counsel, a great attorney based in Oklahoma, Demario Saltman Simmons, who you will hear from as we represent the family of Terence Crutcher. Terence Crutcher's life, Tiffany's twin brother, was taken unjustly. It was an unjustified shooting.
Benjamin Crump, the attorney who's representing Brittany Jacobs, who famously represented Trayvon Martin's family.
Crump insists this video speaks for itself, showing Michael Drake as the initial aggressor, approaching Marquise McLaughlin's girlfriend after she parked in a handicapped parking spot outside of a convenience store.
It's still ludicrous how you can claim that you're in fear of your life, but yet you approach and start the confrontation.
Benjamin Crump, he's the attorney for Stephon Clark's family. Mr. Crump, thanks for being here. So the Sacramento police chief quickly released that body cam video. Does that give you faith that the investigation that they're now launching will be fair and transparent?
Well, even though they released the video to try to give transparency, that was only one aspect of what happened. The next morning after the tragic shooting where he was shot at 20 times, Allison, in his grandmother's backyard, she sleeps 5 feet from where he was executed every night in that house. This is nothing but a disgusting attempt to assassinate the character of a wonderful young man. It's the same old playbook, assassinate the character after they assassinate his person. Right. As Attorney Merritt and Attorney Washington said, he didn't kill anybody. He was killed.
So when Benjamin Crump becomes involved in any sort of a potential civil rights case, he does so at the earliest possible stage, which is to try and make sure that there's an indictment, because that's going to strengthen any civil rights case that he may have down the line.
You don't have to take Ben Crump's word for it. You don't have to take Demario Simmons' word for it. You don't have to take the police officer's word for it. All you gotta do is look with your own 2 eyes and see that
Terence Crutcher should not be dead.